What's up, everybody? Jay Atramessa here. Let me just lower this volume here. There we go. What's up, everybody? Jay Atramessa here. Today it's gonna be the first day of me just following my new stream schedule. Um, you'll see it popping up there. It's on the bottom over here. Well, I should say down here. I should say. I want to make sure everything's working. There we go. Okay. Yeah. So today's gonna be the first day of my new stream schedule. It's gonna be Saturdays at 7 p.m. Sorry, I was a little bit late today. And then Tuesdays and Thursdays at 6 p.m. And then every now and then I might throw something in. I'll be trying a few different things. Like I said, it's gonna be doing some art. Like today, it's gonna be some reactions, some unboxing, some reviews, some gaming, different things like that. So there's gonna be a lot of different things going on here. So I appreciate you guys joining me. Like I said, this is gonna be streaming. This is streaming across Facebook Live, Twitch, and YouTube. So make sure you follow me on all those channels. So Twitch is Atramessa Art. YouTube and Facebook is Atramessa. Just search Atramessa and I'll pop up. I will be doing a few giveaways in terms of my subscriber count for Twitch and YouTube. So basically, I'm going to get the final details on that this weekend. And on my next stream on Tuesday, I'll go over what I'm going to be doing for YouTube and Twitch. I'm also going to be doing another giveaway. I'm basically just waiting for the stuff to come in. Partnering with what is it? NoName Gaming. Basically giving me a little care package that I'm going to give away. But besides that, like you said in the stream, you see the name. I'm going to show off the Vegeta art that I finished. I'm going to work on some of the Dabi right here. I'm going to be doing some anime characters for the next few days because basically I love anime. I want to try my hand doing some of the anime characters, but more along how I do it. And I'm going to be honest, I'm just kind of burnt out a little bit of just doing Marvel and DC and just chasing the stories and trying to make pieces for it. So I could use a little break from the superhero stuff. So I want to put my hand into something that I enjoy personally, which is anime, mangas, and stuff like that. So I'm going to be doing a few. I finished Vegeta. I'm doing Dabi next. I'm going to be doing Goku. I'm going to be doing Ryuk from Death Note. And I still haven't decided on the fifth one, but I'm going to work on those 5 straight. That would be what I'm going to be doing across my next couple streams. And then from there, I'll go back to my usual stuff. So before I get started on this, I already put the base paste down for the pants. Real quick, like I said, my live stream schedule is going to be weekly, Tuesdays, Thursdays, 6 p.m., Saturdays, 7 p.m., and you can find me right here at Atramessa at Facebook and YouTube, Atramessa Art on Twitch. So I haven't posted yet. I'm going to post it to probably tomorrow. But I'll show you guys here in terms of like I said, the anime stuff that I'm going to be doing. This is my Vegeta. This is more for the Patreon variant stuff. So this is a mix of the 3, but basically I have him as all 3 ways. So I have him as Super Saiyan Blue, Super Saiyan God, and just regular Super Saiyan. So I want to do something a little bit different in terms of what I always do. Vegeta is my favorite from the Dragon Ball series, then Goku. When I do Goku, it'll be the same thing where I'll have the Super, the God, and the Blue, and then I'll have a mix for Patreon and stuff like that. And it's gonna be the same style like this, basically, but it's gonna be Goku. For Goku, I might do his Ultra Instinct as well, but we'll see. All of this is really just the coloring, so it's not hard to do that. So this will be posted tomorrow, probably around noonish. So I'll post that up. I'll show it to my buddy Pete. He really liked it. It was a lot of fun to work on it. There's a lot like little details, especially in his suit, in terms of I have like hex patterns and stuff like that. Try to make it more lifelike. The face was a little bit hard for me. I'm not gonna lie because I wanted him to have that anime looking face. Wanted him to have that evil smile when he's Majin. Um, but I'm happy with it. So again, this will be posted tomorrow, and you guys will be able to see that tomorrow. And drop your comments to let me know how I did and what it looks like and all that good stuff. Let me just make sure my audio here is working. Alright, so it looks like we're good. Let me lower the music a little bit. Okay, there we go. So yeah, that's the Vegeta piece. You'll see it tomorrow. You can comment it on it and all that good stuff. Obviously, I'm gonna have the different variants for Patreon. So I'm not sure which version will be the main version I take the shows and which ones will be Patreon only. I might do a poll or something to see what you guys want. But yeah, like I said, Goku's gonna be in the same style. Before the different color versions and all that. So before we get started on this, make sure my stuff is working here. So I'm just doing the pants right now. I'm not sure how long I'm gonna stay on with the stream because one, I want to watch my buddy stream and I also want to play my my game here. I've been getting into Among Us, which to me is just a hilarious game. I can't believe that game has been out for a few years now, and I've never heard of it until like the last week. But I've been really getting I've gotten into the point where I went and bought it for PC just so I could like stream me playing it because I love talking trash in the meetings and stuff like that. So you'll see me playing that later on during. I'll just hop on streams and stuff like that, but that's for later. So the base paints are done on the pants and stuff like that. I already started a little bit in terms of trying to get like the way I'm gonna have the folds and everything. I'm gonna be adding colors to blend them in and stuff like that. But the main thing is I just want to follow the folds, and then I want the knee to be really shown. When it comes to like the edging, I make my own edges, and then I just follow along with it. It's just you make whatever you want to make. In terms of my reference picture, he's like standard anime. As the coat is going to be the main thing that I'm going to do later, because that has the most detail. But the pants, it's just a lot of folds, and it's basically just dark blue and gray, and then just regular boots. So when I build these up, like I'll do in pieces. So I'll have the pants here, then I'll do the boots, then I'll do his belt, then I'll do his shirt, and they're all separated. So I don't have to worry about overlapping parts or anything like that. So when you see these things like this, when I'm making these, I gotta picture it as if when I add the textures, because when I add the textures is what's really gonna make you know, the leather look like leather, or the, you know, the pants look like pants. So the little folds and stuff that I put in here, when I throw the textures on, then those folds just really pop. So when you're doing these type of digital paints and stuff like that, like you really got to think about what the final product is going to look like when you start putting the textures in and all that. I learned that in terms. I mean, that's how I do it. Um, when I first started trying to do, you know, the digital paints and stuff like that, I had to learn that less was more. Because basically, I would try and do everything while I was doing this part, and then it just looks like muddy and doesn't look right. So I definitely learned that less is more when it comes to this stuff. And then just blending things in and the folds and stuff. Like I said, when the textures get put in, that's when it really, you see how I see it in my head is how it really comes out, and that's when you're like, okay, yeah, that's what I was going for. That's what I wanted. I know it doesn't look like much right now when I'm doing this, but to give you an idea, because I'm stacking the layers in. Um, so even just from that to that, you can see the texturing coming in. What helps me a lot with this, a lot honestly, is the toolbox, because I'm just able to, with my left hand, just control everything that my brush is doing. So I'm not back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. I'm just my hand right here on this, and I'm just controlling my brush, and it's like very effortless. So obviously that's where the crotch is, and how it, I want the shadows here, right here. Why isn't my cursor showing up on the screen? That's weird. I'm gonna have to go through the settings, and let me see if I can do that now. Because on the other one you can see my cursor, but this one you can't. It's in the display settings. Oh, there it is. Oh, that's exactly what it was. Okay. I'm sorry about that. So it should be a lot easier to see now. So what I was saying, right here, since it's at the crotch, inside is darker. So I want to have the darker tones here, but spreading out. So one way I can do that is I'll bring the lighter color in, and then I'll start spreading the darker color, and then I'll just blend it in. And like I said, I'm not worried about the top of it here, because since I build it in sections, when I do the his belt, I'll do the belt separately, and I'll just have it where it goes. So I'm not too concerned about, where do I stop the pants. I can always just move things over to where the pants are. And even already just with the using the different tones of the pants, it makes the texture. So when I actually put the real texture on it, it just takes those forms and then it looks really good. So what I try and do is I try and use a stronger, bolder stroke for where the folds are, and then just follow those with the little detail strokes. And at this point, I'm not really too concerned with the color shading, because I can always, after, put the colors that I want. So if there's a color I don't like, or if it's too light, I can go over it after and make that darker. So I like this darker tone here. So I'm just going to bring it down so I can have that across the whole edge. There's one thing I always forget is when I'm actually streaming or doing streams, to share it out that I'm streaming. Like I said, before and after, you see the difference of building up the textures and the strokes, the folds. typically do something like this, I'll do my basic edging first, so I know where the edges I want them to be, so that way I could work with that, and then I'll do everything else. Like I said, for the edges, I like to use a darker color tone of what I have inside, just so it's almost like when you're doing inking and you have your bold dark lines on the outside. So I'm just trying to keep conscious of where I want the actual folds to be, so that way I can give those the stronger line, the stronger texturing. So like I said, I'm gonna really start pushing the YouTube and the Twitch going forward. So you're gonna start seeing me post a lot more with those, in terms of like the name and trying to build up those followings. Especially with the YouTube, because the YouTube is a little weird when it comes to stuff like that. Because with the YouTube, you can't do certain things until you reach certain subscriber milestones. So, for instance, with YouTube, I can't have a custom URL. Just say go to youtube.com/Atramessa until I hit 100 subscribers. You can't do some types of promo and advertising until you reach a certain amount of subscribers. So it's a little annoying. Um, I haven't really pushed the YouTube prior to this because I was waiting for my internet. Now that I have good internet, I'm able to stream a lot better now with the files. It's just better. I mean, there's just no other way to put it. I had a Spectrum, and I was paying for 400 and couldn't barely crack 100, and they couldn't figure out why. I actually originally had their gigabyte speed because they had finally offered it in my area. Got it installed and was never able to get that speed, and they could not figure it out. I had tech after tech after tech come in, and they couldn't know. They didn't know. They tried everything. I mean, I got on a first name basis with a lot of their supervisor techs and stuff like that, and no one could give me an answer why I could not get that speed that I was paying for. So I dropped back down. They credit me for the months of service I was paying for. The difference was basically came out to where I had 4 months of free service basically. Um, Try when I started the streaming, I was still at their base speed, and it just wasn't working. So I went to the 400. I was able to stream, but like I said, going to 400 just made me get a little over 100. So I still was not getting what I was paying for. Um, I had files in the past with the 1 gig, which I loved. They always worked fine. I had files for a couple of years, and then it just got too expensive. And then they reached out and they had basically the introductory offer again. They said I qualified for it, and I jumped on it. And the only bad thing was I had to wait a month to get installed. But here we are, and now I have the 1 gig where I legit get the 1 gig speed. And I can do everything that I want to do now. It's fold. It's how I want it in my head. It's just not. It's not. It's not getting there. Because I want it where he's like almost walking. So I want this leg moving back. In terms of the live streams I was doing yesterday, in terms of like the Tappy card and all that stuff, I'm still setting up where I'll have my links posted, and you'll be able to grab one discounted. I was hoping to have that done today. It doesn't look like it's gonna be done today, because last night I was watching the Lakers destroy the Nuggets, and after that I just didn't want to do anything. I was lazy. I know. So that's. Let me get a little closer. Okay. So you can see more. So that's the base. Left leg, right leg. It's easy to see if I on the black. So that's the base. Right leg, left leg. So you could already see the folds in the pants and all that, the crotch area. So like I said, once I put the textures on top of this, that leather really starts to look like leather. Belt and its waistline are going to be like right on here, I'm guessing. I'm going to put it. The buckle will be right here, and I'll have the belt here. So I'm not too worried about this up here, because the way I'm going to have the belt is going to be like right there. now that you saw my streaming schedule, you like I will be like one of the days Wednesday. I'm not doing anything. I don't normally do anything that day because I help my buddy out, Pete, with his pit stream. I mean, as long as he, wants it, and he asks us to help him out with it. So I got no problem doing that. It's a very dope show. I know he was working on some guests for next Wednesday, and hopefully they'll come through because it'll be a very fun time to talk. So you can see me, even though it's not my stream, you can see me there as well. Talking shop with other artists and stuff like that. It's my buddy's Pete show. It's Pete 11717. I'm there also. My buddy Angel, son of a saint, he's there also helping them out. So you'll see us three there, and then he has a lot of guests. He brings like a lot of like cosplay guests or photographers, crafters, different things like that. Because it's all art. It's all art. I've always said that, like cosplaying and photography and crafters and all that. It's all art. One thing I haven't done, and I've just been lazy, man. I got the Avengers game when it came out, because I wasn't gonna get it at first, because I didn't want to get any more PS4 games with PS5 coming out. I was at Costco, and Costco had it for $50 the day it came out, so I was like, screw it. And the main thing was I get a free upgrade to the PS5 version anyway, and it's just been sitting there, and then it needed a huge update, and I had no internet, so I couldn't even download the update, and now it's there, and I'm trying to like build up the energy to go and play it, but now that the PS5 is coming out so soon, I kind of want to wait. I was able to secure my PS5, so I'll be having it then, when it comes out. Still hate how it looks. But I feel like just waiting to when the PS5 comes out and just playing it then. I don't know. As much as I love playing games, I just haven't had time. Because it's similar to like when I'm watching TV. If I'm watching TV, I feel like I should be working. Sports is a little bit different because anyone who knows me knows that I love sports. I'm a huge sports fanatic. I played sports when I was younger. I was really good at sports. I mean, not now. I mean, now I'm old and decrepit. I can't do nothing now, but I could always watch sports, especially basketball. Basketball has always been my favorite sport. Then baseball, then football. I want to make these not so harsh. when I do these paintings, it's always with the clear, the clear, clean background. And then I'll put the black in so I can see if there's any lines, edge lines I gotta fix or anything like that. So again, so you can see the difference, base, shapes and colors. Like when you see stuff like this is when I'm throwing the colors down. I'm saying, okay, this is gonna be a fold here. It's gonna be a fold here. It's gonna be a fold here. It's gonna be a fold here. And a lot of these little fine edges ones, I'll blend those out once I put the texture in to see if it's too much. But even just the difference there, you can see already the texturing, where the folds, where the knee is at. It's just so much better. And that's what the digital painting is. Just slowly building up those shapes and textures, the tones, the light colors, the dark colors. The more you do during this process, the less I have to do later when I put my texturing and all that stuff on it, and then it's just the effects and stuff like that. But if I do a lot of that work during this part, then it's just throw the texture on. Okay, I gotta just darken this part, or I gotta lighten that part. This part needs a little more color, and then that's it. One thing that I do that I feel like I struggle on though, is like backgrounds. I see these negative space backgrounds that some of these artists that I love do, especially like Boss Logic does negative space backgrounds very often, and they always look so dope. And then whenever I try and do it, I look at it and I'm like, no, this don't look right. No, I need to put something here. I need to put something there. And it's definitely something that I gotta figure out, because it annoys me that when I do those type of negative space backgrounds, I hate how they look. Save my work. I just noticed my wife's bears in the background. I usually take that thing down because I don't like seeing it on my stream. But it's there. So I think I'm going to stop here for right now, take a little break. But this just gives you, like I said, gives you an idea of how I slowly build these things up. So I just want to say a huge thank you to everybody who came and watched. Of course, a big thank you to my partners that help me create these things and do these things. Like I always say, my art is powered by these companies. So xppen, of course, I'm always creating my art on my Artist 24 Pro. My Tourbox, of course, which is basically my sidekick now. My art rig from No Compromise Gaming. My Raze Energy for keeping me up on doing these things. Of course, Adobe Creative Suite. And then, of course, Tappy Card, MyPyre, and Artist Club. So thank you all for watching. Peace. And I'll see you guys in the next stream.